Why do I hate the metric system, you ask? You know what the thing is I've trolled the metric system for years now. And I think that it's run its course and it's time for me to come clean. Come to the end of it. Enough is enough. So, why do I hate the metric system? I do not hate the metric system. You know what? I couldn't care less. Metric or imperial, the thing is this, is that we have a mix of metric and standard in this country. I was underneath the Jeep a few years back, trying to take the front axle out, and when I counted my tools after getting under there, I had to have 9 separate end wrenches, a combination of metric and standard. So what that means is, those of us in America who run into this, we have to have 2 complete sets of tools, which is really frustrating. When you crawl under a car or you go to work on something, you can't grab a set of box wrenches like probably you do in Europe and know that you're going to have it covered. You've got to grab a set of standard, you've got to grab a set of metric. It's really a hassle, it's really an inconvenience. So my negativity towards the metric system or my opposition to it has got nothing to do with the metric system. Of course it's better, of course it's easier to use than the imperial system. But not all of us always choose the things that are best for us to do or the easiest. The American industry and the Americans, as by and large, have used a standard system for a long time, and we associate with it. It's what we grew up with. It's what we know. It's what's easy for us, and that's why we kind of stubbornly adhere to it and stick to it. You know, if I were to go to you from Scotland and say, "No more haggis for you. You have to eat something else," what would you say? If I went to you German and said, "No more lederhosen for you. You have to wear normal clothing," what would you say? Or if I went to the Pole and said, "No more Polish sausage for you. You have to eat something someone else has told you to eat." You know, the fact of the matter is, yes, it makes sense. It's a good idea not to eat too many Polish sausages because they're not good for you. It's a good idea not to go out in public in your lederhosen because then people won't make fun of you. It's a good idea to not eat haggis because there are foods that are probably better for you, but they're part of your culture and they're part of your identity and they're part of who you associate with. They're part of who you are and where you came from. So don't be too hard on me and pound on those of us, the Americans, who are slow to embrace the metric system, because it runs deep. It runs deep with working with my grandfather in the shop, and the old timers, they really resisted it, and that trickled up to us. My grandfather never complained about anything, but he really muttered when they started introducing the metric system into mechanics, because he was a mechanic and money was tight, and mechanic tools, good mechanic tools are expensive. He had to buy another set. And then they couldn't make up their mind, and then they would be half metric and half standard. So that is the reason for trolling, that I have trolled the metric system, not because I'm backwards or I'm ignorant or I just don't get it. I get it. Of course, it's easier to use a system based on tens than tenths or sixteenths or eighths or whatever it is that we use. But that's the reason. So where does that leave us now? Because I have had just too much fun trolling the metric system, and I have remained quiet about it because this is a bit sadistic of me, but I always get a chuckle when those of you Euros send me these long messages explaining and putting links, and I know you put a lot of time in that, trying to convince me why my system of measure is inferior to yours, when the truth of the matter is I just don't care. I just don't. It wasn't about that. Of course your system of measure is better, but can't we have a little bit of fun? Or are we so serious here that we can't laugh a little bit? But I wanted to share that with you and say I can't promise that there won't be any more comments of the metric system in the future, but let's get it out in the open. And I think it's the joke is well, I think the horse has been down and dead and is decaying in his bones, and we're still whipping it. And it's time to pull the reins back on that a little bit. So. Thanks for watching, and you Europeans enjoy your metric system, and I'll enjoy my archaic imperial system, and maybe someday we can finally all get on the same page. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video. I'm sorry, Germany, but that's pretty kind compared to what your neighbors say about you and how you steal all the beach spots and put your towels out early. Well, we don't need to get in that. We all have our things, don't we? So, I've got new camera equipment. I finally, after editing the steampunk video, and when I was looking at that footage on the edit process and how crummy it was and how poorly that video turned out compared to what I wanted to do, I told Mrs. Wranglerstar, that's it. These are the tools of my trade, and I'm not having the tools that allow me to do what I want to do. I need to get some real camera equipment. So, the Wood Miser video was the first video that I shot on my new Canon 70D. I've got a new microphone coming, and I've made the investment in a lot better equipment, and that should reflect itself in future videos. There will be a little bit of a learning curve because I've never used this type of equipment for video before. I'm pretty familiar with DSLRs. I used to do weddings and shot. I think I used to shoot like on a 40D, and I had a full set of nice L lenses, and so I understand the whole thing. But video wasn't an option now, and it's coming into, and it's so it's a bit of a learning curve. So hang in there with me, and the audio should improve. The video quality should definitely improve, and I'm enjoying it. So, you know, if you're going to be a carpenter, you need to have the tools to get the job done. If you're going to be a whatever, painter, whatever. If you're going to make videos for a living, you need to have the equipment that you need. So I'm grateful to be able to have that and learning to use it. So look for that. Look for improvements in the future. Anything else? Sorry I missed the Bible study last night. Oh, I know the mean comments and angry comments, I shouldn't let those get to me. But they do stick with you a little bit. I'm sorry that there wasn't more notification last night. I had made the video when I realized that I wasn't going to make it back. I went with Ben to pick up the sawmill. We left at 6:30 in the morning. I was hoping we'd have time to get back in time, but to set up and the tear down of that sawmill and the instructions, and then we had to go to another part of town, and he picked up his solar panels because he lives a long ways away. It's an 8-hour drive for him into Portland, and he had arranged this to all work together. So I was with him, and it just took longer than we thought. So I apologize, but I'm not going to get in. We don't need to get into mean comments. It's just a reality of it. If you're going to do this, you got to man up and stop wine bagging. As I told Jack, we don't like any wine bagging. But that's it. So hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys on the next one.